Hey, we're here at Internet Retailer 2008 in Chicago. I'm with Scott from Strands, who has a new product recommendation engine that they just announced this week. Can you say hi, Scott, and tell us a little bit about what you guys do, and then we'll talk about the problem that you're trying to solve.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. So I'm Scott Doan. I'm VP of Sales at Strands. Strands is a early stage 5-year-old startup. Started in 2003, and we've actually spent the bulk of the last 4 or 5 years building out a recommendation engine that's really applicable for a number of different verticals, but recently have launched and productized the e-commerce business unit, and specific to the retail community, and providing a software as a service recommendation engine that can be easily integrated into e-commerce sites and platforms.
Cool. So with recommendations, it's kind of magic pixie dust. Consumers don't really know that they're being recommended anything and that there's an engine behind it. Why don't you talk a little bit about how this affects the customer experience on an e-commerce site?
Yeah, so I think a couple of different levels. The first level is purely product discovery, and that's really what has generated the most interest with a number of retailers, certainly over the last few years, where we've seen examples of an Amazon or a Netflix and how that's impacted their business. So helping with the product discovery. From there, it really flows into cross-sell and upsell opportunities, and being able to get the long tail of your product catalog some visibility within your community, within your existing user base, and new users as well.
So what kind of uplift are retailers seeing with automated recommendation engines these days?
So we've seen anywhere within the first 90 days of an uplift between 8 and 17%, and then over the course of 12 months that can even exceed 30% uplift. I think what's important, of course, is being able to have the number of sessions and the amount of activity through your site that helps over time to really allow those recommendations to even be more personalized and more relevant.
So I'm going to throw a little softball lob up at you here. Rules-based product recommendations versus the magic black box brain in the back end versus a hybrid of the two. What's your take, and talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so our experience has been to be very transparent with how the recommendations are captured and how they're presented, not only to the end user, but obviously with the client themselves. So we really allow the client through the back end, what we call the dashboard, to really refine some of those rules. If there's new product inventory, or if there's inventory that's maybe higher margin, or if there's even products that are out of stock, the ability to refresh that and to really dial into some of those products. So it's definitely the collaborative filtering component, with a little of the black magic mixed in as well, and then being able to have a rules-based back end that the clients can really refine and customize for not only their particular catalog, but also maybe the seasonality that they're involved with as well.
Great. So we see this as a pretty crowded market now with new entrants coming in all the time. Is there anything that you guys are doing to differentiate your offering? Are you really leveraging the power of that history that you had with the iTunes and music recommendation service that you did?
Yeah, that's served us well, but we pride ourselves on being easy to work with. So we're providing a lot of tools on the front end that get you up and running very quickly, as well as a revenue share model that's very equitable, and really allows us to take the first 90 days and really understand your business, let you understand how this can impact your business, and then revisit what's an appropriate revenue share model. So to software as a service, there's no maintenance or any licensing of software that needs to be maintained and reside on any of your platform. And fortunately, you can tap into to our resources and our company to help you really roll that out and make sure it's a successful deployment.
Right. So with most of these automated recommendation engines, it's as simple as tag-based implementation in the simplest form?
Yeah, in the simplest form. Yeah.
Just JavaScript includes, no different than a Google Analytics or
That's
Omniture. Right. Well, great. Thanks for talking with us today, Scott, and good luck with the rest of the show.
Thanks.